time.
Yeah.
On the
Chuckle Sandwich.
on Chuckle Sandwich
That's our
podcast. It's
podcast.
you have piercing eyes. I mean,
Back in, I think it was 2013 with FNAF.
FNAF?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Five Nights at Freddy's.
I don't just play Five Nights at Freddy's. I do a lot of other things.
Well, yeah, that's why I
Yeah.
said ideas.
But you said about Five Nights at Freddy's.
Well,
Yeah,
I was using that as
long
an
preamble.
example, sir.
you should have just clarified more than Five Nights at Freddy's. He does more than that.
When you think of like, okay, let's use.
You guys seem really nervous.
No, Markiplier, no. But where does Mark? And where does he go
Where
from
do
here?
I die?
Well, it's a.
I hope that never happens.
We hope.
Why
We hope
would you
you'll
even
never
bring that
die.
up?
It's going to happen to everyone.
But we hope. Yeah, but no, that was great. We hope you never die, though. We don't ever want you to die, Mark.
I've had one before.
Really?
Yeah.
Like a real one?
Yeah.
You had a heart attack?
Yeah.
Why?
Come on. Ask my heart. I don't know.
Oh,
Say,
we
no,
were
I
having
got a real reason.
right here. Sorry.
I discovered this by having a heart attack, right?
Oh.
Huh?
Yeah. So I was.
Just don't put it away. What aspect of being Korean is that? What is that?
No, it's because
Why?
they don't drink
They don't?
in Korea. No, dude.
Actually,
It's illegal.
No, Korea is like the second highest consuming alcohol per capita company in the world. The nation has a genetic defect where they can't break down alcohol properly.
I think this is Asian flush.
Asian flush, yeah.
Ah,
That's probably what makes it so fun.
Fuck, keep talking to him.
Because you had a heart attack because of it.
Yeah, well, alcohol is broken down in two-stage process. So first, alcohol is broken down to acetaldehyde, which is actually a carcinogen and a poison. Then that's broken down into sugar and water.
Okay.
So what is the problem in this deficient enzyme is the second stage of the process doesn't happen as quickly as it should, so that byproduct acetaldehyde builds up in your system, and that can cause a lot of issues, cause flushing. It's more of like an inflammation reaction, kind of like an allergic thing. It's actually quite unpleasant. So not fun.
It's not fun for him. Chat.
Yeah, not fun.
I'm sorry.
I had dyed hair a long time ago. At this point, it's that's about 7
Like
8
that
years
one,
ago
that
now.
one with the bottom left.
That let's say that hair thing is so long ago. It was before you even were doing content.
You said it was
You know, you came here. That doesn't make me violate the restraining order, okay? Like, I didn't want to be in this distance. You came here,
Fucking
all
restraining
right?
order against you?
Charlie,
No, he has a restraining order on me
What did you
because
do
he's
to
a
him?
pussy.
What did you do to him?
Great, you got better.
I'm not allowed to talk to him.
Charlie, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
and he's bringing up the movie now, too. You just took me out of it, Ted.
I'm sorry. He's blowing up Darkiplier.
This is what, if everyone opened their eyes for a second and they looked at you, this is what
We don't think that you're
they'd say.
evil.
Not to him.
Okay.
He's not evil. Misunderstood more than
He's
anything.
misunderstood. Okay.
Yeah, it's like there's a deeper layer in there. There's like several different inspirations that I draw for this characters.
Okay, so at some point over the past 10 years, you decided to get hot. What
So true.
inspired that, and how did you do it?
A lot of it's the hair.
Get out
Like,
get
a lot
out
of
of
it's the
here.
hair.
Stop.
I
You
just- I
can't
started
stop.
using
Go.
product.
What do you love most about you?
I mean, isn't it obvious?
I would hope it would. I want it to be so. What?
Isn't it obvious? Look, as much as I would like to go on and on about myself, I do want to leave people with the impression that the wisdom that I impart on them is far more important than my looks, my extremely good looks.
Right. No. Yeah. You're beautiful,
about-
but you have a beautiful mind.
And it's not about the work ethic either.
Excited to have you on. Actually, we were so excited to have you
Yes.
on. We're not afraid of you. Well, a little
Maybe
bit.
you should be a
Little
little
bit. Got it. I'll be there. And like I was like, he's incredible. He's incredible.
I email so succinctly that people think I am incredibly rude, but that's just because I usually in 2 seconds I'm like, I have to respond to this or I'll forget
That's
entirely.
exactly what I thought it was. I thought it was just like boom, boom, and I was like, yes, okay, we got it.
Yeah, the YouTube sphere Some people probably think that I'm so busy and unapproachable, but I joke about this with Ethan all the time is like, man, I sure wish people would ask me to do things.
Really?
But everyone was always like, Mark's probably busy. I don't want to bother him. And meanwhile, I am busy a lot of the time, but most of the time I'm just like, well, I really like to do something.
Really? When was the last time you came on a podcast? That wasn't...
When was the last time? I don't even know.
You were on Impulsive 2 years ago.
Yeah, that was probably the last time. Because we had to get a floor that we could literally bolt into to mount it because it's so much weight being thrown around.
Sure.
I had to change like accommodations for the script because it has weight limits. It has a very high weight limit, but it does have a weight limit. So you have to kind of like think about, okay, the entire set design has to be thought around this thing. The structural integrity of the set has to be thought around this thing and the forces it's going to subject to it. Because that thing can move at half a G of acceleration in pretty much any direction.
Shit. That's crazy. That's like a NASA machine.
It is
basically. It
is ridiculous.
Why not just like shake the camera around a little bit?
So there's one out of 9.
No. He's not wrong because there are many times, you can't always fire this up because it's sometimes like you need to prepare for it. You need to lock it down. You clear the set around it. You like get out there. It's up off the ground. That's fair. That's how I started, not reaction videos, but I tried to do same thing. I watched Freddie W in Corridor. Have you hung out with the Corridor guys or Freddie?
I have not. I think I'd be scared too.
We
did a podcast with Freddie.
Yeah, we have Freddie on.
Oh, cool.
Which was amazing. But the Corridor guys, I haven't.
They're
spoken to.
lovely. They're lovely. I did like a mini internship over there for
I
a
want to
series.
talk about that.
Oh,
you
yeah.
Did
You're
that
washing their
prepare
dishes.
Yeah.
Did that prepare you in any way for this movie? Did you take any of that knowledge?
A tiny bit, the tiniest bit. I was having too much fun to actually sit down and learn anything.
The fact that you showed up because you're like in the midst of like that zone right now where you're like locked in.
Oh no, it's fine.
He doesn't do anything. He just said it.
Yeah, I really am quite boring. Even though I'm working on this stuff, like it is very boring. I wake up, I go to my computer, I putz around for an hour, and before I'm like, come on, you gotta fucking work, man. But it's like I also take the same approach to my YouTube.
Sure.
I have a lot of editors, but I still, upload, do the thumbnails myself, and I plan the schedule. And if I can't think about that, I can't do it. Even if the videos are there and ready, it's an ADHD thing.
I totally understand
tasks.
That.
Yeah,
I get that.
The good news about the YouTube side is I've been working with this guy Lixian for so long. He's incredibly talented, and also just like he's like at this point in terms of like YouTube editing, like I trust him implicitly. I haven't reviewed a video in
you've been working
years.
with Lixian for like literally like 12 years or something like that.
Yeah, pretty early on. Like first year, he made his first animation for me. Yeah,
I have about $10 million.
Whoa.
Keeps going up.
You have more, I'm assuming. At what point are you able, because I know you went to engineering school. I was a computer scientist.
Right.
We are probably both very analytical, kind of left brain.
And then I would have days where it was like the lowest of the low. Nothing was going right. And I'm alone in a warehouse. Like, I'm not going to lie. There were days where I broke down crying because I'm like, I felt just worse than I ever could possibly feel. I went a whole day where nothing was right. Every single thing that I got wasn't working as soon as I tried in the edit. And I wasted an entire day doing nothing. And I was miserable the whole time because it was so hot and I was dying of sweat. Lowest of the low day.
Thank you, Austin. All right, so you're crying on the floor of this warehouse.
Yes, I am, yes.
And then you go there again tomorrow.
Yeah.
And you do the same thing.
Yeah.
How do you reset?
I want to make the movie.
You want to make the movie.
That's the only thing that I need to know. I don't think of like days off, and I should, because I do believe that rest is very, very good. You cannot grind at something forever, even if you want to. But at the same time, I don't practice what I preach. I work all the time. And it's that same reason. It's like, I love it. And I'm so afraid of not being able to do everything I could.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a big YouTuber. Hit it, then another year goes by and you're like, okay, now what? So I was there. I'm not saying it's the same situation, but before I started doing any kind of other project, because you got to remember that for me, that was still 8 years ago.
Yeah.
for me. So there were many years there after I hit my goal, and I was happy that I hit my goal, and then I got progressively sadder. Like I said, when I've been there, I mean, like I've been there. I've been year after I had that realization, desperately trying to hold on to more, where you try harder. I had the year after that where it's like, I don't want to do anything. I had the year after that where I looked at myself in the mirror and realized, holy fuck, I am so much older than I remember. You know, where you see the aging happening on your face. And it's not because, I'm not saying like everyone gets older. It's because of the stress I was putting on myself. And so, and that would be fine if there was a good reason for it. If I could look at myself and be like, man, I've suffered for this, but the art I made was great.
Right.
I could look at myself in the mirror and be happy about it. But at that point, I look at myself and I was not happy because I had nothing to show for that wear on my body. I'm like, not calling anyone out in Five Nights at Freddy's, but it was a trap that I could have fallen into.
Sure.
Because I was known as the Five Nights at Freddy's guy. If I'd only done that,
Yeah.
that was definitely a path. And I did a lot of it. Don't get me wrong. I definitely did. But it's like, I didn't want to be known as like the guy. I really didn't. It just kind of worked out that way.
Yes, that's exactly That's exactly what we were saying.
I'm a big fan of ending, because an ending is as long as you're still around. That's why with things like Matt Pat retiring, I they didn't air the full video I sent to him. And YouTube was making a video. They didn't air it. In it, I was just like, he's not dead. Everyone, come on, he's not going to. Like, you always want to make these things. Yeah, so it's never really, the ending is more for people to have closure on that chapter of what they were doing. I eat other things.
Okay, but you could have some on the side whenever you
Well,
want.
it's my answer, isn't it?
It is your answer.
That's what I thought.
I was just,
Dude,
in my head, it's like, take the bacon.
best way you could. That was
But-
excellent.